Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be looking into a game between Grandmaster Norderberg Abdusattarov and Grandmaster Alexander Kosteniuk from the round 1 of Chess Masters Cup. Let's jump right into the game. Abdusattarov, starting with the white pieces, go for 1 e4. Kosteniuk replies with c6, d4, d5, knight to d2, d takes on e4, knight takes on e4, knight to f6, knight takes on f6 with check, e takes on f6, c3, bishop to d6, bishop to d3, h5, knight to f3, h4, h3, bishop to e6. Abdusattarov goes for castling, queen to d7, rook to e1, king to f8, knight to d2, bishop to c7, knight to e4. So at this position, after 13 moves into the game, Abdusattarov is having a small advantage of +1. So the right continuation for Kosteniuk is to put the bishop to d5, but instead she will go for b6, and this is a mistake, and Abdusattarov's advantage increased further to +1.8, and he continues with queen to f3, queen to d5, b3, queen to h5, queen to e3, knight to d7, queen to a3 with check, king to g8, c4, f5, knight to g5, f4, queen to f3, queen takes on f3, knight takes on f3, knight to f6, knight to g5, bishop to d7, rook to e7, rook to h5, knight takes on f7, rook to e8, bishop to g6, rook to a5. So after 25 moves into the game, Abdusattarov is having an advantage of +1.9. Abdusattarov is asking for a trade of rooks, and this bishop is hanging. This bishop is the only one protecting this rook as well. So here, what Abdusattarov plays, he first sacrifices knight by playing knight to h6 with check, and Kosteniuk accepts the sacrifice. Then he goes for bishop takes on e8. Then Abdusattarov continues with bishop takes on e8. Then he saves this bishop by moving to bishop to b4, counter-attacking the rook. And in this position, the move Kosteniuk played is bishop to d8, counter-attacking the rook. So both the bishops are attacking the rooks. So in this position, the right continuation for Abdusattarov to retain his advantage is capturing this bishop. But instead he tried to save the rook by playing rook to b7, and his advantage decreases to +1. And Kosteniuk continues with rook to g5, rook to b8, bishop to c7, rook to c8, f3. So if you look at this position, after 31 moves into the game, Abdusattarov is still having that advantage of +2. Actually, there is only one move in this position that Abdusattarov can play to retain his advantage of +2, and that is capturing this bishop. Yes, here Kosteniuk is able to manage serious threats over here, but still the right continuation here for Abdusattarov was to capture that bishop. But instead he missed this move and he goes for g4. Now the match is back to balance. Not to forget, Kosteniuk's bishop is hanging, but here Kosteniuk ignores that and plays a brilliant move, which is h takes on g3 and passant. Now here the right continuation for Abdusattarov is to put the bishop to e7. That is the only move Abdusattarov can play to continue this match in a balanced position. But he missed that move as well, and he played rook to f1 instead. And now it is Alexander Kosteniuk who is winning the match with an advantage of -2.6. And she continues with g2, kicking away the rook. Rook moves to e1, rook to h5, attacking that pawn. And how can you defend the pawn now? Rook to e3. And in this position, Kosteniuk will play the second brilliant move of the match, which is bishop to h2 with check. There is no move for the king other than to accept this bishop sacrifice. And once Abdusattarov accepts this sacrifice, then she plays the third brilliant move of the match, which is rook takes on h3 with check. First she sacrificed the bishop, now sacrificing the rook. And once Abdusattarov accepts this sacrifice as well, then she brings the queen into the board. And now material wise, Kosteniuk is upon 2 points of material, and Abdusattarov continues this game by playing rook on c takes on e8 with check. And here there's an opportunity to recapture, but Kosteniuk didn't even bother to recapture. She just pushes his king to g7, and it was in this position after 38 moves. Norderberg Abdusattarov resigned the game to Alexander Kosteniuk. The reason for resignation is pretty much clear. There is no good continuation, even though Abdusattarov is upon 1 point of material. All his pieces are disconnected, and it won't be an easy continuation from here on if he decide to play. If he decide to continue this game, he can continue like rook takes on f3. Then it will be q into h1 with check, king to g3, q into g1 with check, king to h3, and q into g4 with check. And once king moves to h2, it will be q into x on f3. And now it is Alexandra Kosteniuk who is ahead on material, and this is not a good position to continue for Abdusattarov. So for seeing this, Abdusattarov resigned to Alexandra Kosteniuk. So Abdusattarov will be playing with the black pieces in the next match against Kosteniuk, and if he fail to win that game, he will be knocked out early in the round 1 of the Chess Masters Cup.